So it's been over a month since I last done one of these. I did keep some of the mail still in their packages, which has been very painful. I'm hoping it's going to be a little more entertaining to watch me open them and get first reactions. I know this is what Reagan from the Peruse Project does, but also it's been very painful to just not open them. So we're filming this today because I need to open the mail now. So first of all, the books that I bought. I got the Bone Ships from the Broken Binding sub. I think these look stunning. I love what they've done with the stenciled edges and the naked hardcover. And it's no secret I love a seafaring adventure. The second one I kept in the box. I assume this is book 2 in the same series, but we will see. They did run into some problems with the Joe Abercrombie standalones. The stenciled edges didn't line up, but they have been fixed now and they should be sending them out soon. So these are technically April and May's book, but February, March are the 2 Joe Abercrombie standalones that are still being printed because they ran into some production issues. They always package their books so well. Look at how much honeycomb is on this. Also the really cool packaging they do, and they always come with a bookmark designed by Emmy Slavic Reader on Instagram. Yeah, Call of the Bone Ships, book 2. And also has stunning edges. I actually think that this set is one of the nicest that Broken Binding have done so far. The stenciled edges and the naked hardback are by Katrina Prince on Instagram. Definitely worth checking out because her work is amazing. Okay, next up, my copy of Tress of the Emerald Sea came in for the Sanderson Kickstarter. This is also an absolutely stunning book. The level of detail they put into this edition is unreal. One of the reasons it took so long was that the foil on the cover needed 3 different passings just for one cover, which apparently is very uncommon because it has got so many different layers to it. It's hard to show on film, but there is also extra stock of these now, so if you didn't join the Kickstarter, you can go over to Dragonsteel and grab a copy there. It also comes with stunning illustrations and also this dual color where a section of the book is green, black and white, and then there's a section where it's red, black and white, and black, and it all ties in with the story really well as well. Really clever, really well designed, stunning edition, and also just a great book, which is also a seafaring adventure. That seems to be the theme of this book haul. Okay, next up is just a normal parcel. I've been trying to avoid just buying normal books because I've got so many on my TBR currently, but this was my last order from Book Depository, which is now shut down, which is really sad. They were amazing for finding different editions of the same book. For example, this is the US edition of The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. The UK cover looks nice too, but I absolutely adore this US cover. I think it's stunning. I love the colour in it and just the style. And you guessed it, it's also a seafaring adventure. I've heard really good things about this book. I'm really excited to read it. Just look at that cover. I always assumed the US cover was clearly the winner, but I've seen a lot of people who really like the UK cover. So tell me, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the US cover or the UK cover? Okay, next up we have books that I've been sent by publishers or authors, starting with The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. As soon as this came through the door, it was my next read because I'm really excited to read this. I went in completely blind and knew very little, but just the basic is a magic library and it's from Mark Lawrence. I thought, I'm sold. So I'm just about halfway through it currently, and I'm loving it. It didn't immediately grab me, it's quite a slow start, but once you get into it, the mystery and the world building, it's just really interesting and unique. I'm shooting a reading vlog with this, so I will put up my thoughts when I finish it, but I'm about halfway through and I'm loving it. Next up, I got The Lost War by Justin Lee Anderson. This was the winner of the SBFBO 2 years ago, and just this year it's getting republished with Orbit. I've been wanting to pick this one up for ages. I've heard really good things about it, and to have won the SPFBO immediately makes it of interest. If you don't know what the SPFBO is, it is the self-published fantasy blog-off, where blogs review 300 self-published books that are submitted by the authors, and they each take on one, and then the 9 finalists then get read by all the blogs and they get tallied up with different scores, and the one with the highest overall score from all the blogs then wins. It's just a really good way for self-published books to get their name out there, so and The Lost War was the winner 2 years ago, so really excited to read this one. Next up is The Piece of Freysdale. I'm friends with the author, so he sent me a copy and I'm really excited to get into it. I don't really know that much about it. I have read the synopsis and it sounds like very classic fantasy style with a really interesting light energy magic system, so Really intrigued to try this one out. Next up, we have A Sea of Cinders. This was also sent over by the author. It's got elves in it. As soon as I heard there were elves in it, that was me sold. I do not read enough books with elves in them, I've decided. I hadn't really thought about it, but as soon as I read this, I thought, I do not read enough books with elves. I'm going to fix that with The Sea of Cinders. This also feels like it's very classic fantasy. It has ancient wars between humans and elves. It talks about battles that happened hundreds of years ago. Ancient magic resurfacing. Now the Age of Tranquility is finally nearing its end. And great epic battles, I'm guessing. So I'm really looking forward to picking this up. Lastly, I got a copy of Heliotrope from the author. I try not to take too many review copies from authors, and I'm pretty much at my capacity at the moment, but as soon as Palmer messaged me and I read the synopsis for her book, I broke and said, yes, I'd love to read it. This is a fantasy standalone, and it is a chunky book, almost 800 pages long. This follows Telio, a retired soldier whose wife and daughter were murdered in a raid years before, so it's nothing more than just to retire and live the farm lifestyle. This is until a war orphan from the other side is being abused at the local castle, and he steps in to save him. This gets him tied up in a coup, and this launches him into a journey to save his family, uncover secrets of ancient ways, and reclaim the magic of the mages. Doesn't that just sound terrific? I'm really excited about picking that up. And that's it. That's all the books that I got over the last month and a bit. I did also receive this is the Mistborn box. It was from May, but I saved this for last because I know a lot of people are waiting on theirs still. So if you don't want to see what's inside it, you can cut away now. I knew it was in the Tress box when I got it, but I have no idea what's in the Mistborn box. So I'm intrigued to see what's included in this. Okay. The card that tells you everything that goes on it. Not gonna look at that. Okay. Is this meant to be Tensoon? It's meant to be Tensoon. So that's Tensoon as a wolf dog. And then I'm guessing this is him in his Kandra form. We have a pin of wax. And quite a heavy box. The last time we got a box like this, we got a model M-bot. So I'm curious to see what's in this. Oh, that's neat. Okay, they're bookends. There's Vin on that one. We've got Steel Inquisitor on that one. Then we've got some setting of Luthadel. Okay, it's come in many pieces, so I'll put up some B-roll of me after I've built it. But that's pretty cool. I don't actually have any bookends at all. Practical. I like it. And that'll do today. These are all the books and book things that I have received over the last month and a bit. What was the last book mail that you received? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Outro.